Alrighty then. What are we talking about today? How about the CH Toucans? And I only see one toucan, but it's a Toucans. I guess, I mean, everywhere it's spelled toucans. Okay, so we're going to go with that. And it's a Berg G10 knife. And I sent this one in for testing, so it got poked right up in here. And it was a 62.3 HRC, which is pretty outstanding, because I think one of the others I sent in, I can't, maybe this one or something, was like a 59, about a 60, you know. But hey, we're good with that. It's a dog. It's a dog. I don't know that well, I know one thing. I'm not big on front flippers. Let me see. Yeah, I can kick it open that way. That's a big old blade to flip open that way. It's not as convenient as of a front flipper as many that I've opened. You know, like the little Metamorph knife, or even my 180 Vortex Tucson knife. This is just not as convenient because it's such a big ass dog. But I mean, you can use the thumb studs, thank God, ambidextrous thumb studs, and bingo bango. So you got stonewash grind and satin flats. If that makes it, you would think it'd be like reversed or something, but okay. But this is just definitely a working knife. Look at this backspacer. And that may be why it's a little bit more expensive, because you've got this metal backspacer and it's definitely adding to the weight. But this thing is, I know it's crazy expensive. It's $37.99. Can you get over that? That's crazy. D2, but I mean, 10% discount on White Mountain knives, by the way. So like $34, something like that, delivered. And this is one of the more expensive of their G10 ones. Here you go. 8.4 inches, 3.75, 4 millimeter blade stock, 6.12 ounces. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, I'll bet you. Because I think I saw this one on their site, and this was like 31 or 33. So this is a little bit more expensive. I think this was like around 31 or something. So you're almost getting into the upper 20s after the discount to get these G10 CH knives. Let's talk about this one. And you've got liners that are pretty heavy duty. They're skeletonized. And I guess we'll pull this one apart. Let's go ahead. We'll pull this one apart later in this video at the end to give it the big shebango. But yeah, I was thinking that was black G10, but it looks metal to me as far as a backspacer, and I don't get why you would do that. Here you go. You got a front choil, and you got this cleaver style or Warncliffe type style blade. And believe you me, buddy boy, watch this. Watch and learn. Watch and learn, my son. That is making the paper just jump right off. Whew, getting out in front of that. That is sharp. And I haven't done anything. I mean, lately I've been working with my strop a lot. And so I'll take knives that I get in sometimes and just kind of give an initial test and maybe strop them for a few strokes here or there to kind of just give them that extra. But this one I didn't. And wow, it's sharp. Not a deep carry pocket clip. 2 screws holding that baby in place, and no left-hand option on that at all. And you can get them, like I was just showing you, I guess. You can get it in black as well, you know, or blue. So, bingo, I got blue. And there's some milling on it, you know, little machining front and back, kind of give it a little pizzazz, breaking it up, because this is a big old honker here. This is kind of just a huge slab of steel. And talking about a huge slab and maybe some weight to it, let's kick this on the scales. Wow, ounces, 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 6.15. He was right. Bingo. So this is no little light fainting flower gentleman's carry. Okay, let's just get right down to that. 174 grams. No, it's not. No, I get that. But throw it in your jeans. You want to go somewhere and you want to, as we say for the University of Arizona, bear down. You want to bear down on this knife? You can do that. This is looking pretty tough. There's your lockup at, you want to argue 40 to 50%, somewhere in there. Not far off of that. Your pass through, easy to disengage. Drop this sucker. Gets over that detent ball really quick. So drops like a guillotine, and maybe you could change that if you wanted to play with the pivot adjustment here. But this is just out of the box. Centered, no blade play, no lock rock. Ooh, that's a Haas, isn't it? I'll bet that is 4mm blade stock. Let's take a look. And bingo, of course it is. 0.16, there you go. And how fat is the fatness? 14.7 millimeters, 0.58. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a 0.46 like a paramilitary 2 is, like this. So, blade stock is definitely thicker. Overall thickness of the handle is thicker. 6.15, 3.8. Yeah, and it's a bigger knife too, isn't it? You can tell. Yeah. Yes, it is. Let's get the old tape measure out here and put it on. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go to the back of the choil, 3.75, about 96, 97 millimeters, you want to, walk it up here, then, 3 5/8 at about 93 millimeters overall. Well, you got 8 1/4 and just a skosh over that, so about 21 centimeters. I mean, it's comfortable in the hand. I was kind of worried about that because I was think this is not kind of tall enough handle, but it's tall enough handle. And believe me, probably front to back, and that might be kind of interesting too. Let's see how much you got here. You got 1.5 inches, but damn it, throw it on the floor. There goes my tape measure. Well, you got that too, so. Yeah, it's about the same amount of real estate as, at the top height, but a lot heavier. Also, this is a lot less expensive than the paramilitary 2. It's D2 steel. If you got D2 burnout, sorry, my friends, I'm not seeing any of these CH knives in anything but D2. So, kind of got to live with that. I'm starting to kind of look around for alternatives, and there are some out there we'll talk about. But, okay. I live in a super dry climate, so D2 is no problem. I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to, put a film of protector under oil or whatever on them, anything, because I'm way far away from the ocean and pretty much around the 10% humidity level. So it's all good. And really, the pivot, that looks fine, doesn't it? It's not bad. Machine, it's got entrances on both ways, and hopefully that's a number 8. And let's see if it is. Yeah, that's a number 8. I wonder if these are a number 8. I don't know. No, they're not. Isn't that weird? Okay, because he's done number 8s on some of his knives all the way across, but not on this. So number 6, number 8, there you go. And there's a lot of screws coming through here as well, as you can see that. Real grippy G10. And the full-length backspacer are kind of nice. I mean, nothing comes through the opening. When they're just an open design, let me see if I got one that's, yeah, like this one here. What's this? The 3511, open design. See, so you can have little things come through here and impact the blade while it's closed in your pocket if you got coins and weird things traveling around in your pocket. I kind of like a backspacer with at least a finished look to it. Let me see if this, so this one here's that 3510 or whatever the hell it is. What is it? 3509. So this has got, you know, a backspacer to it. I kind of like that as well. But yeah, that's kind of, this one, whew, that's a lot of backspacer. A hell of a lot of backspacer. Now, D10. I guess we need to talk about D10 on this. I think it's appropriate. I wouldn't want it any harder, especially when you got a front flipper. I mean, you want to kick this out. So let me take it aside and see. Yeah, it's not difficult to gravity flip, but that's a heavy, heavy ass blade. So, you know, if it was a super light knife, you know, 3 ounces, something like that, this blade, you know, 2.8 or 2.5 millimeter, that'd be different. But this one, just for the fact that it's so heavy, is going to be this way. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah. So really, the way it is, I'm going to give it like a 4 on my scale. It's not a 5. Okay, so it's fairly light, but I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you're coming down to where it's not a flipper only, but it has multiple options on opening, which is thumb stud, finger flick, or like a front flipper, that's enough. That's good. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. I mean, it's not gonna, you know, see what I'm saying? Oh, finally. But no, it's not one of those that just accidentally deploys. It's pretty good. So I really wouldn't want it much stronger, tell you the truth. Man, it could do the front flipper. I mean, it's not a total pain, but you can see how if you'd have taken the front flipper tab off, I think the design would have flowed better on it. And I don't know that you need it. This is fine. You can go without flippers. I don't need. And Flipper's not my favorite movie, by the way. One of the commenters. But no, this knife would be fine without the front flipper for me. And I know it's kind of getting trendy to do some of those front flippers, but for me, it presents a break in the design and one that I don't care I really about. Be nice if it was a deep carry pocket clip too. Be nice if they had a left-hand option, because I don't think on a knife like this, G10 knives, I don't think it, to me, I really give a damn that they put a hole on this side. This is a user worker knife. It's not a safe queen. It's not an art knife. I like it. Comes in a box. Their CH boxes are really cool. Oh, did he throw some extras in? Where? Okay, here we go. Hey! What kind of bearings do you think this knife has? Ceramic or regular? I don't know. I wonder if those even go with this. I mean, things get swapped around here, so maybe we ought to take it apart right now. Well, are we going to do it or not? Okay, yes, we are. Oh, first, you know what? Let's check out, see which side is the screw and which side is the pivot tube as we go to open this. And guess what? That's no bueno, hermano. Well, I can stabilize it with my finger. So thank God there's not Loctite City going on here. And that's the pivot side. And there's the screw side. So we figured that one out. Well, let's take it apart from the front then. To hell with it. That way I don't have to screw around with a pocket clip. Maybe. So, oh, we've got a lot of these little suckers, don't we? A lot of times you do one of the screws from this side, you start unscrewing it, it comes out this side. The one on the other side comes loose. So we will see. Ooh, there was nothing there. Oh, wow. That wasn't even really tightened down. So, okay. Well, I'm glad they didn't put a bunch of Loctite on that pivot screw. Ooh, this thing's not that screwed down either. Wow. Well, good thing I took it apart. Tighten up them screws when I go back together. Okay, there's your front scale. All these screws look to be the same size. And there's your little pivot surround. So you got all these goodies here. Okay, now we got a liner. Will the liner come off? Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Clean. Wow, clean, not oily, goopy, nasty. Well, whatever bearings I got in that box, they don't go with this knife. Multi-row. They're not ceramic, but they're multi-row. No wonder that thing kicks really good, and that's clean. Man, look at that. Okay, hold on. Now what do we got? Here's our detent track. Have we got a little ramp there? Not really, but here you go. So, yeah, that needs to be wiped down at least. And everything's falling apart. Oh, there goes the pivot tube. And no, it's not D-shaped. And here's your other bearings, but that's pretty cool. I'm digging that. Yeah, okay. And yes, it looks like a ceramic detent ball. And then, of course, here's your back spacer. Just like that. So, and I didn't take these standoffs out that are going through the knife. And pull this baby up. Come on. Come on. Come on. All things being equal, there you come. So, yeah, that's definitely metal, and it's steel. Wow. Okay. Got that one figured out. Wow. I would have preferred an aluminum or a G10 because that would have lightened this knife up, and it's 6.15 ounces. Ooh, that's a whole lot to add right there. Okay. Never mind. And then here's this, and of course, with this baby screwed into the liner, unless we unscrew that, we're not going to take that. And I don't care. I just wanted to get it this far apart, and the rest is fine with me. All right, let's put this baby back together, and let's start out by putting the back spacer on right here. Okay. Bingo bango. And I guess this was in the front. Or I mean, this was in the rear. So, okay, we can build it from the back side like that. Let's put some bearings in here. Of course, we don't need steel washers because we got steel liners. Just to reiterate that. Wow, that disassembles itself, doesn't it? Come here, you. Okay, so let's throw a blade on. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Let's hold on to this, baby. It wants to fall right out. Okay. Get her down on that lock bar, so we gotta push that lock bar down into position. Put some bearings in here, and throw our liner back on, if we might be so bold. And after we do that, we can throw our front scale on. And then we can put our beauty ring in here with our pivot. Give me my number 8. Okay. Now that's about centered. And And these three little dogs look to be all the same length. So, and we'll actually tighten these. It'd be kind of nice. I'm not putting any Loctite. I don't like putting Loctite on my knives unless I have to. If things start coming loose, I'll do it individually. Or thread locker, what I mean, Loctite, thread locker. Well, that looks centered. Let's see if we got any blade play. Nope. Still got the guillotine, though. That baby's dropping. Just like that. I guess I could tighten that down. And I think the presentation is the screw side. If I want to do this. Okay. So, depends how you want it. I mean, that's a better drop. If you like it that way. And that didn't change the centering. Just gave it a little bit more snug on the pivot. There we go. CH Toucans. I guess if you have two cans together, then you got two cans. Two cans of beer would be good about now. And then, you know, don't forget, these are knives that I got as well on White Mountain Knives. So these are other models. Let's just, if we want to just get crazy and throw them in here, that's of course the 3504, 3509, 3511. This one, I think that 3002 model, and it's right on the front, dummy, 3002. And this is the 3007. I thought I was buying the same thing twice. 3007 and the 3002 look similar, don't they? But they're not the same. And this, of course, is a M390 knife in the titanium version. And this is a much smaller S35VN knife in the titanium version. So, just to let you know on that. So, this is not even getting into the titanium stuff. This is just G10. And they've got more, but this is what I got here on the table. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. It was fun to talk about the Toucans. We will review more of their G10 knives as they come out. There's some new ones coming out, so we'll talk about them when we get them in hand. And you know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.